One is what we do if you look at the schizophrenia, if you slice the brain into three parts, middle part, front part, and then back. So in the middle part of the brain, schizophrenia patients, they have increased level of dopamine. The treatment and then decreased level of dopamine in the front. That's what they short-term memory loss and then cognitive impairment. And then middle brain, dopamine level then goes up, patients become psychotic. When we take drug like dopamine antagonists, the goal is to block the dopamine formation and then reduce the dopamine. That's the treatment goal when the patient takes drug. Partial agonist basically, it modulates. So the drug which blocks kind of a longer period, it causes side effect we call neuroleptic side effect, and handshaking and movement disorder. So our drug is a partial agonist. It's now to mitigate the side effect. Most importantly, our drug has a D4 activity, dopamine D4 is highly expressed in the frontal cortex. It mitigates the sexual side effect what we see in patient population. And then 5-HT7 potent activity, that is it mitigates the neuroinflammation. That's lead to faster recovery and avoiding relapse. And then 5-HT2B is again, it's an anti-inflammatory as well. So that's the differentiation.
So far, no Indian product was able to develop a drug so far. So I want to know whether there is any Indian who developed a drug settled in USA or elsewhere.
Could you repeat the question again first?
You tell that India could not able to develop a drug so far.
Yes.
Okay. I want to know whether any Indian settled in USA or elsewhere has developed any drugs. So everybody, we can see that India is changing. Do you think for how many years do we need? We want more years to settle an Indian to India itself and develop a drug for the world?
Well, it's a good question, but the thing is, what I mean, it's not that the Indians are not capable of discovering. It's the infrastructure they don't have. It's the government responsibility to develop that infrastructure and then train younger generation to that level. So as I said, in by and large, Indian education system not fine-tuned to that challenge. So honestly, I picked up that trait knowledge when I moved to the United States. So here, that requires slightly different. So, and then most importantly, our financial sector should be fine-tuned to that. Because as I said, this requires crores of rupees. I believe 400 million means it may be around 4,000 crores or maybe more than that, 40,000 crores possibly. The Indian economy as well as the financing ecosystem, it's not mature to finance such a large investment or development. It doesn't come overnight. It takes several years. So there are, US, if I'm correct, around 25% of US pharmaceutical industry is filled with Indians. Given the right education, right infrastructure, it can be achieved, but it takes time. It has to be planned at least 15 to 20 years ahead. If we plan now, you will see the results maybe after 15 years.
Sir, my name is Mahesh Kalyanpur. I've done my master's in pharmacy and I'm currently running my family-run business in Lonavala. My question to you is, before asking my question, I want to tell you that your presentation was very good, and I'm super proud that you are doing such wonderful work. So credits to you, sir. My question is, can you just briefly tell about your journey? How did you go to US? How did you start this journey, and how did this thought of discovering a particular drug for this came to your mind? A brief journey so that there are a lot of students here, they can get some inspiration and for their future.
Thank you. So, I'll be very brief. I got my PhD in medicinal chemistry. My PhD supervisor, Professor Junjapur, is from Dharwad originally, and a very well-renowned scientist in this space. He used to consult many Indian companies, though Indian companies are generic drug manufacturer, not new drug manufacturer. But at that stage, being our mentor, he used to talk all the time about, he was trained in US, Columbia University. Something has to change in India, we need to develop new drug. And then he was a very inspirational teacher, and then he was very well known. He's no more, but he was a great mentor for me. So after my PhD, he retired from IIT Kanpur. So after my PhD, I got a chance to go to US, New Mexico University, and then also had an opportunity to go to Spain, France, and then waiting for international fellowship in Germany. So I could not go to US at that time because India was at the time, I believe, with the nuclear testing, many US aspirants, visa was rejected. I was one among them. I could not go to US at the time. Ultimately, I ended up in France. At that time, AIDS was a pandemic like what we see is COVID. A lot of people suffered from AIDS. A lot of money was flowing into AIDS research. So I joined Rhone-Poulenc. Now it is called Sanofi Aventis. At that time, it was called Rhone-Poulenc. So I joined Rhone-Poulenc. I was working on AIDS development, drug development. Then I moved to. Meanwhile, I got a very well-known fellowship to pursue advanced research in Germany, Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship. See, those who are not familiar with that, there are only around 7 to 8 fellowships given to biomedical research where I got position. Out of 7 to 8, around 4 to 5 will go to US and then UK historically. Around 3 to 4 fellowships given to the rest of the world. I was one among them. Very fortunate to receive. So even though I was getting more salary from Rhone-Poulenc, I moved to Germany as a Alexander von Humboldt fellow. So I worked there 1.5 years. Even now I have 6 months left over. It's for 2 years for lifetime. Anytime I can go to till I reach 70, pursue another 6 months research there. So bottom line, so after that I moved to US, joined the UG Bioscience Center. This is one of the top 6 research centers for biomedical research. So there I really learned a lot about development of drug and other things. Really, my mentor there was really very well into drug discovery. So with that, 2.5 years working there, a very productive period, I got discovered some patents in the new molecules patents and moved to a company called Xenopor. So there I really got into kind of an entrepreneurial journey. Academic research is one thing. Setting up a company, raising hundreds of millions of dollars, running a company is a completely different ballgame. So I was hired by a company called Xenopor. I was directly reporting to a founder of the company. So luckily, it all depends on like your boss. Everything goes from there. So being an Indian, it was very hard. Again, I don't want to take that discrimination or other things. Those are all different. But what matters is I got opportunity to learn. I learned a lot in that. I was grateful to them. And there it was a small company. I was the second employee to join. And within 3 to 4 years, company was over 120. I was put in various positions. And then So I was exposed to various specialties, kind of running a company, from second employee to over 100 people. That was a really a good opportunity, and then I had again a good mentor who started the company there. So I developed a drug. I was the lead contributor to that. Drug name is Horizon. This is for a neuropathic pain and restless leg syndrome. It's currently in the global market. So from there, I thought, okay, I developed a drug, and then probably the rest of my life I would not be working for someone else. So why can't I start my own company? So then that started my journey as an entrepreneur. That is it. As I said, early in the afternoon, I was talking about entrepreneurial journey. Knowing technology is different. Translating into a successful business, that's completely different thing. See, those who are here, doesn't matter, but it's a different type of business you all establish. Raising your money from a third party is a very humbling experience. Whether it is a US or India, raising money is not a task. It's not an easy task. I raised, over $100 million, brought the company to this one. Now we are a public company, NASDAQ is a public company. See, we have over 100 patents currently. We are established as a company, I would say, relatively. Even with this tough market, we were able to survive and make advancement in drug development. So it was quite a challenging, eventful journey, but hard work is everywhere, and without hard work you cannot achieve anything. So I enjoyed it, every bit of it, even though it was very hard work. A lot of hard work going into, it's very rewarding, I would say. At the end of the day, this drug reaches market in next 2 to 2.5 years. This is I would say, it's a very satisfying journey. Many millions of people will be benefited with this drug.
Two questions. One is about the same drug. Is it a derivative of another group of already existing medications, or completely a new group?
It's a new drug. We use chemical genomics approach to develop this. So that's our approach. It's the proprietary approach we use to develop. It's a new drug.
Second question, how do you find yourself landing up in the psychiatric field of psychiatry pharmacology?
Correct. So again, as I said, knowing things is one thing. It's not that I have hundreds of patents, but I don't call myself as a genius guy. So thing is, knowing things is different, and then that knowledge translating into product is completely different body. Many people know many things, but when it comes to how you apply that knowledge into developing a product, that requires completely different skill set. See, this one, why psychiatry? So, if you look at, there are different drugs coming into the market, we call biologics, personalized medicine, and other things. So, psychiatry and CNS, that biologics is difficult to know, because those who are familiar with biologics means it's kind of a lock and key type. It's kind of more specific, like cancer. Cancer is a single disease. So, to a great extent, developing a drug for cancer is much more straightforward. Of course, delivery is a problem. Exclusively go to the cancer tissue. But developing a drug for a disease, this is not a single disease. It's a mystery-like psychosis, schizophrenia, multiple diseases. One drug should be able to take care of multiple diseases. That's quite challenging. So there, competition was biologics, in my opinion, doesn't work. Again, being a scientist, I cannot say it's impossible. Maybe in the next 20 years, somebody will come up with an idea, but at least in the current knowledge, it's not practical. So, the knowledge translating into product, putting around 500 million